All right, we are reviewing for the Unit 4 test, which is tomorrow. And we've got a handful of formula writing, naming, and then even some multiple choice questions here at the bottom that we're going to take a look at and kind of walk through to make sure you know how to name and write formulas. So to do that, let's start with the first one. When you're writing formulas, what you want to make sure that you're doing is you're looking for prefixes. If there are no prefixes, you should be crisscrossing. And so like on chromium 3 sulfate, you definitely want to crisscross there because there's no prefixes. This 3 is the charge on chromium. So it would be Cr plus 3. And sulfate, look up, is -2, and then you just crisscross them. Whenever there's more than one of these, so when you're crossing that 3 down there, you need parentheses around it. So it would be Cr 2, SO4 parentheses 3, like that. Okay, for the next one, ammonium phosphate, you've got no prefixes again. Ammonium, you look it up, is +1. Phosphate is -3. You crisscross them, a 3 goes down to the ammonium, so NH4, 3, PO4. Tin 4 phosphate, that 4 is a charge on tin, so Sn plus 4, phosphate again, popular choice is -3, and you get SN3PO4 parentheses 4. Tetrachlorine pentasulfide, again, this is the best kind, because then you get prefixes, there's nothing to do except write what they say. So tetrachlorine literally means 4 chlorines, so Cl4. Pentasulfide means 5 sulfurs, and you're done. Sodium nitrite, Na is +1, there's no prefixes here, and nitrite is, NO2 minus 1. They cancel out, so NaNO2. Calcium acetate, calcium is +2, acetate is C2H3O2. Again, there's no prefixes, so I should be crisscrossing. It's a -1 there. And you get Ca, C2H3O2. And you need parentheses because there are 2 of them. Phosphorus monoxide, everyone's favorite because prefixes. Just don't think about it. Just do what it says. Don't overthink it. Phosphorus means 1 phosphorus. Monoxide means 1 oxygen. You're done with the top half. That's formula writing. Always look for prefixes. For naming, you want to make sure that you are looking for metals. If the first one has a metal, you crisscross. If the first one has a metal, you name it regular style, and if the first one is not a metal, then you would use prefixes. So here, fluorine is a non-metal, so use prefixes. Just do what it says. 5 fluorines, 7 iodines means penta, fluoride, fluorine, and 7 iodines means heptaiodide. Radium and nitrogen, again, radium is a metal. Charge, it's not a transition metal, it's a +2 charge right here, radium at the bottom, +2 charge. So you go look for, that's what you call it. Name the first one, second one gets the IDE ending, do not pay attention to the numbers. So just call it radium nitride. This is a non-metal, obviously, and however, whenever you use folder, you give it regular naming rules. So that just look this up and look that up, and that's ammonium carbonate. Here we got calcium, there's phosphate. Calcium's a metal, so we don't need to use any prefixes. Just call it calcium phosphate. And the reason we don't use any Roman numerals is because calcium is always +2. Here's lead, here's acetate. Lead's a metal, so there's no prefixes necessary, so we call it lead acetate. However, lead is a transition metal in the middle, so we need to know its Roman numeral. Each acetate is worth -1, and there are 4 of them there. So you multiply them, that's -4, so lead must be +4 to cancel it out. Which is basically the same as number 13. You have titanium, and you've got hydroxide, and hydroxide's -1, so there are 4 of them, so that's -4. To cancel it out, lead must be +4, titanium 4 hydroxide. Here you've got chromium and oxygen. Chromium is a metal, so at least there's no prefixes. Chromium, and then oxygen is oxide. However, chromium is a transition metal, so we do need Roman numerals. Oxygen is -2, so to cancel it out, chromium must be +2. And finally, you've got ON4. You've got 1 O, so that's oxygen, and 4 N, so tetranitride. T-E-T-R-A. Wow, gross. And you do use prefixes there because oxygen is a non-metal. for the multiple choice questions, put a couple on here for you. Let's see. When you're naming this compound, this is a metal, that's a nonmetal, so you can get rid of any prefixes, which is like letter B, because it's a metal, so there's no prefixes necessary. Then, let's see, rubidium, it's right here. So, whoops, right there. It's in the first column, which means it does not need Roman numerals, so get rid of that nonsense. And the answer is rubidium sulfide, letter A. 17 is actually a problem because there's no correct answer, which is unfortunate because I'd put on the test. So I'll just give you some sort of answer tomorrow, but this one makes no sense. If you look through your foldy sheet, you'll figure out why. But not important right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Number 18, write the chemical formula for beryllium nitrate. Here's all of these look legit, so what I would do is write it out first. There's no prefixes here, so what you should do is crisscross. Beryllium is +2, nitrogen is -3, so you get Be3N2. Okay, and then find that answer here, which is right there, tucked in, letter C, Be3N2. So there are a handful of problems. Actually, let's see, a few of these are on your test tomorrow. This one is, that one is, unfortunately. And a couple of these are as well. I don't remember which ones, but I think a couple from each of section are on your test tomorrow as well. So hopefully you got a chance to look at them, and you'll do well tomorrow. Bye.